What's up everybody, Griffey here. For now, it's kind of official. Lucasfilm has tabbed Simon Kinberg to write and produce a new trilogy of Star Wars films. But is it really going to happen? There are a few reasons why we're not sure. First off, what are these movies supposed to be? In his exclusive write-up for Deadline, Mike Fleming Jr. reported that he initially heard the movies were going to straight up be episodes 10 through 12. Which means they would continue the narrative that was explored in the 9-movie Skywalker saga, picking up from 2019's The Rise of Skywalker. If that's true, this is a pretty unexciting way to learn about it. Surprise! But then he reported that other insiders were shooting down that notion and that Kinberg would actually be working on an entirely new storyline. The Hollywood Reporter reported the same thing, so that's the option that's sounding more likely for this trilogy. And that makes a lot more sense, considering we already know there's a whole other movie in development about Rey from the Skywalker saga, continuing where Episode 9 left off. Whether that movie is supposed to be Episode 10 is currently anyone's guess.
A good question. For another time.
Either way, there's a big mystery regarding what these 3 Kinberg movies would be about. But you may be wondering first, who is Simon Kinberg? While you might not know him by name, you definitely know some of the things he's worked on. One relevant thing he co-created is Star Wars Rebels, the animated show from 2014. He also acted as a consultant for Star Wars Episode 7. Over in the Marvel realm, he spent years playing an integral role in numerous X-Men films, including Deadpool and Wolverine, which everybody liked. But prior to that, he also wrote and produced or directed some movies no one really liked. For instance, he was involved in the disastrous Josh Trank effort to reboot The Fantastic Four, a movie that's held together with duct tape. He also wrote and directed Dark Phoenix, reportedly amid lots of studio meddling. He also wrote bad to middling movies like XXX State of the Union, Box Office Bomb The 355, and the terrible spy versus spy romantic comedy This Means War. But hey, it's not all bad. He also wrote the cheesy but charming Mr. and Mrs. Smith, co-wrote the first RDJ Sherlock Holmes movie, and that Hayden Christensen movie Jumper. Those movies are okay. So maybe these movies will be okay. But a lot of fans are rightly wondering, will these movies even happen?
Never tell me the odds.
The Disney era of Star Wars is a boneyard of huge, ambitious projects that got announced and then disappeared, never to be heard from again. Do you remember when the Game of Thrones guys got their own Star Wars trilogy? Disney kind of forgot. Do you remember when Rian Johnson got his own Star Wars trilogy? What about when Kevin Feige, Taika Waititi, and Patty Jenkins were making Star Wars movies? When was the last time you heard about those? This isn't even counting the development hell that plagued movies that actually came out. They announced Phil Lord and Chris Miller would make Solo. They were not the guys who made Solo. They announced Colin Trevorrow would make Episode 9. He did not make Episode 9. Simon Kinberg's old co-worker Josh Trank was supposed to make a Boba Fett movie. Turns out no one made a Boba Fett movie. This isn't even the full list of projects that didn't happen, and we're not even mentioning The Acolyte, which got canceled on a cliffhanger. So whether you like it or not, I'm going to tell you the odds of this trilogy actually happening with Kinberg writing and producing seem really, really low. Nothing against Simon Kinberg, we wish him the best of luck. Frankly, as frustrated as Star Wars fans can be with all the canceled projects and back and forth, it seems like everybody is waiting for the day when the series can take over the big screen again in a major way. They're taking their next shot with the Mandalorian and Grogu movie currently in production, and who knows what's happening next. Maybe this trilogy is the one that will balance the Force. Or maybe this is the last time you'll ever hear about it. Let us know what you think in the comments.